Millions of tourists visit Graceland every year, but they don't dare ask what's hidden in the king's inner sanctum. The mysterious upstairs of Elvis Presley's home has been locked up and off-limits for almost 50 years. But why? What could be so private and secret that it stayed shut off? Graceland is more than just a house, it's a cultural landmark, a place where rock and roll royalty fans go to honor Elvis Presley, and a look into the lavish but troubled life of the singer. But what draws people there most isn't what they can see. It's not the fancy halls, prize rooms, or Elvis's priceless collection of cars that they can't see. Elvis's private rooms, the upstairs of Graceland, is still a secret, a time capsule that hasn't been opened since the day he died in 1977. Over the years, many people have asked why the second floor is so closely guarded. What secrets does it hold about the king of rock and roll and his last days? Who are the lucky few who are allowed to go behind its locked doors? As of today, only presidents and Hollywood elites, and who will tell the stories? The myths and legends that surround the place Elvis called home, but be careful, the truth may be even more interesting than you thought. In Memphis, Tennessee, Graceland is not your average home. This sprawling fortified one-acre estate is one of the most famous homes in the world and an unshakable cornerstone of American culture. It is second only to the White House in terms of the number of visitors it receives each year, with nearly 500,000 fans eager to step into the world of Elvis Presley, the king of rock and roll. As soon as you walk in, you're transported back to the 1970s. Sparkle the bright and crazy decor, the well-known jungle room, and the sound of music that used to play there. There are halls that show how big Elvis was as a person, but Graceland isn't just where he lived, it's also where he rests. After years of vandalism and even attempts to steal Elvis's body, his father Vernon Presley moved the king and his mother Gloss to the meditation garden at Graceland. Today, Elvis's grandmother Minnie May and daughter Lisa Marie Presley and her son Benjamin Keogh rest next to him. The estate is both a celebration of Elvis's long and eventful life and a somber reminder of his tragic death. However, not everything is on display at this famous home. Visitors are welcome to explore the vast grounds, which include Elvis's famous collection of cars and recording studios. One place that tourists will never see is the upstairs, which has been closed off since 1977. This part of the house is a mystery that the man whose name is linked to fame, wonder, and music left behind. The upstairs has been hidden for decades, so why is it still there? What's really behind those closed doors? The answer lies where the privacy, tragedy, and legacy meet. The upstairs of Graceland has been closed off to the public for more than 40 years. It's more than just a private area, it's a time capsule. Frozen exactly as it was when Elvis Presley drew his final breath in 1977. The secrecy surrounding this part of the house is so strict that even high-ranking officials, including former U.S. President Bill Clinton, have been denied access. But why? What is it that the Presley family is so determined to protect? During Elvis's lifetime, the upstairs was his sanctuary. It was a place where the king could shed the pressures of fame, escape the relentless attention of fans, and retreat into his own world. The Master Suite offered him something no stage or spotlight ever could: privacy. Only his closest friends, family, and staff were ever granted access, a rule Elvis enforced with unwavering determination. After his death, this secrecy remained intact, but for even deeper reasons. The upstairs is not just where Elvis lived, it's also where he died on the morning of August 16, 1977. Elvis was found unresponsive in the bathroom just off his bedroom. The tragedy of that moment has been etched into history, and out of respect for his memory, the space has been kept exactly as it was on that fateful day. But there's another reason this area remains off limits. The Presley family is worried that the allure of Elvis's death will overshadow the beauty of his life. They are worried that people who are too focused on the bathroom where he died will miss the point of Graceland, which is to honor his talent, charisma, and lasting contributions to music and culture. The stories about Elvis Presley are made more interesting by the mystery of the upstairs. Why is this part of the house always locked? It hasn't been touched by time, and keeping it that way might tell more about the king and how the people he left behind remember him. There is a strict rule that no one is allowed upstairs, but a few people have been able to get inside Elvis's most private sanctuary. Their stories have added to the mystery and interest surrounding the locked doors of Graceland. Nicolas Cage, the Hollywood actor, is one of the most well-known exceptions. As a lifelong Elvis fan, Cage once called the singer his ultimate hero. But his access to Graceland's second floor didn't come from his fame or accomplishments, it came from his short-lived marriage to Lisa Marie Presley, Elvis's only daughter. During their marriage, Lisa Marie gave Cage a rare chance to see where her father once lived, worked, and slept. Cage has described the experience as both surreal and deeply meaningful. He joined a small group of people who have not only seen the king's private quarters, but also felt the weight of the space. What he saw there is still a closely guarded secret, since Graceland doesn't allow photography, filming, or detailed accounts of the upstairs, so the mystery stays intact. Another interesting story comes from Instagram star Chewy Thompson, whose name isn't as well known but whose tour of Graceland story has fans talking about what might have happened. A man dressed as a worker walked up to Thompson and led him upstairs while guards stood on either side. The influential person said that doors were carefully unlocked and curtains were drawn before he was allowed to look inside. But why him? And why under such strange circumstances? There were rumors that this invitation, which seemed random at first, might not have been random at all. Some theorists think Thompson could be an unacknowledged descendant of Elvis, who was known for being a ladies' man. Has led to persistent rumors of unknown children, and some fans have even said Thompson's access suggests a deeper connection to the Presley family, which only adds fuel to the fire. Other visitors say they heard strange noises and voices upstairs during one of Thompson's trips, as if a private gathering were going on. There were a lot of crazy theories about what might be hiding in Elvis's upstairs rooms. Some people thought that the rooms might hold family secrets or even something no one has dared to think of. However, neither Cage nor Thompson have said for sure what is hiding there. Behind those locked doors, their experiences serve as a reminder that the upstairs is still one of the most private and mysterious places connected to a worldwide icon. For the rest of the world, the secret lives on. The upstairs of Graceland is a look into Elvis Presley's private life. The man between the rock and roll king and the downstairs party filled with friends and the energy of a superstar. The upstairs apartments that Elvis Presley lived in were his safe haven. He could go there to live his life on his own terms, even though he was known for staying up late. Elvis didn't stick to a regular schedule. He often stayed up all night watching TV, reading books, or jamming to his own music. His bedroom wasn't just a place to sleep, it was an extension of his personality, filled with plush furniture and luxurious details that made him feel at ease. Elvis surrounded himself with the things he loved, like his custom bed, his favorite records, and even thoughtful touches like a button next to his bed that connected directly to the kitchen. With a simple press, he could order his favorite late-night snacks or drinks without ever leaving his room. Though the upstairs of Graceland represents Elvis's sanctuary, it is also the site of one of the saddest events in music history. It was early August 16, 1977, after spending the night practicing and spending time with his girlfriend Ginger Alden. Elvis went to his private quarters, but when the sun came up the next morning, he was found unresponsive in the bathroom of his master suite, even though people were desperately trying to wake him up. Elvis Presley was only 42 years old when he was declared dead. The official cause of death was a heart attack, but years of rumors and controversy about his use of prescription drugs made the tragedy even worse. The very space Elvis considered his safest haven, a place of comfort and privacy, became the site of his timely passing. To this day the Presley family has chosen to leave the upstairs exactly as it was, frozen in time, as if Elvis had just stepped out of the room. The decision was not just one of preservation but also one of respect. Locking away the upstairs was a way to honor his memory while sparing fans and visitors from focusing on the haunting details of his death. Imagine if thousands of visitors filed through that space every year, turning his private sanctuary into a morbid spectacle for his loved ones. Keeping the upstairs private is about protecting the way the world remembers Elvis, not as a man who died too soon but as a man who lived a life worthy of celebration. The rooms, untouched since 1977, feel almost sacred, as though they still hold traces of his spirit, his creativity and his humanity. But the upstairs remains closed for another reason, out of fear that the focus might shift to the circumstances of his death rather than the incredible legacy he left behind. It's not enough to say that Elvis was the king of rock and roll, his music changed the world. Charisma and a groundbreaking image. To let the upstairs be used as a public show runs the risk of making that lasting legacy into something much less honorable. The upstairs rooms have been kept exactly as they were during his last hours, a moving reminder of the man who used to walk these halls. The Presley family wants Elvis's story to be told about his whole life, not just how it ended. They want it to be about his energy, skill, and the happiness he brought to millions of people. For millions of fans from all over the world, Graceland is more than just Elvis Presley's home. It's a living memorial to his life, music, and the cultural revolution he started. The estate continues to fascinate them as a way to connect physically with the king, to walk the same halls, breathe the same air, and catch a glimpse of the man behind the music. The estate itself is a carefully kept time capsule of the 1970s meant to honor Elvis's larger-than-life personality and unique taste. From the jungle rooms creepy add some style to Elvis's collection of rare cars. It's the mystery of the upstairs rooms that hold the most allure, representing both the closeness of Elvis's private life and the weight of the legacy he left behind. Graceland is a profound reminder of how Elvis was both ordinary and extraordinary. The mansion celebrates his rise from humble beginnings to global stardom, showing fans how a poor boy from Tupelo, Mississippi, could become the face of a musical revolution, but it also shows how vulnerable he was. Fame stresses his desire for